When are we gonna get that kid that just records for us all the time?
Don't ask me. I don't know where he's at.
Sure would be nice so we could catch all this action. Where are we at, guys? Measuring, cutting, welding. Yeah, building a subframe. That's what we're up to. Fire in the hole?
Fire in the hole.
Fire in the hole. Hey, we got ourselves a bed. Well, kinda. I mean, it's just sitting on there. But it sure looks a lot better. All right, so this is where we're at temporarily, just to see if we like the position of the bed before we start building any structure. These are the factory mounts, flipped upside down. And we just drilled through that wimpy sheet metal. Don't roast us in the comments, it's not permanent. It's to make sure we like the position of the bed before we go cutting and building a bunch of metal. That's very expensive, right?
Yep.
Yeah, so let's make sure we like the bed the way that it looks first. We can get these straps off of here, get these spacers out of here, make sure the bed looks good, and then we start building. Yeah, building a subframe, that's what we're up to. Fire in the hole?
Fire in the hole.
Fire in the hole. Okay, so a little bit of progress. Getting some bars in. That's it. Just keep adding bars, finishing the puzzle. Will all make sense soon enough, I promise you. Welder's been acting a little funky today. It's alright, it's alright. That's alright. No excuses, no excuses. But someday it's probably gonna be time to, between me being not a great welder and me having an older machine that's temperamental that the wire likes to drag on and everything else, eventually one of these days, it's time for a new welder. I weld with my buddies like Harbor Freight Machine, and whoo, she's so pretty, she's so pretty. This one's got some hours on her. She's got some hours on her. And I need a smaller unit. This will be good over at the shop. Do a little small one at home. We'll see how that goes. But yeah, I mean, she's in there. She's in there. Ready for this bar to come out, ready for those straps to come off. Probably put a couple of crossbars in and a couple of more kickers before I go taking these guys all apart. But, well, and such is life. The tail lights are in. I don't have the tailgate on, but the bed is on. What can I say? All in a day's work, right?
Yep.
All in a day's work. No, we're not finished, but this is a great stopping point so we can get our heads around all the ideas we have for what we're gonna do to finish it off. But the new bed is on, and yeah, I know she's dirty, but she looks fantastic. Fantastic. It's the next morning. Gaps are looking good. It's time to add some reinforcement back in here. So I'm gonna start by reinforcing these guys. The way I had it before was really good, so I'm probably gonna do that again. Not to mention this is gonna get tied in a little bit better since it's actually gonna get completed. So I'm gonna make my 2 inner strut braces. I had one here and one on that side that's actually tied to the battery boxes. So I think I'm gonna do that again. That seemed to work well. And yeah, we'll just go from there. They're not too bad, but going down the road, that's annoying. Backs aren't bad at all. Backs have a lot of structure, but we'll still figure out a way to tie those together good too, to something when we get to that point. Their bed, I'm just gonna put these nuts in there and try and weld them up. All right, and with a few more scratches in the old GoPro lens. What's that? Let's do another one. Do you guys have like certain things that just make you happy when you're building stuff, or certain things in life that you just always use, even though there's better stuff or it's old and you could get a new one? Or, I'm kind of that way about certain things. Like, let's see. These were my dad's pliers. Like, they're old pliers. I don't even know what they are. Huskies, Craftsman, Harbor Freight, Big Lots. My dad used to buy a lot of stuff at this Big Lots place. But these are his, right? These were his. Dad's passed on, right? So now he helps me weld. He looks up there and yells at me when I weld. Because these stay with my welder. Whatever welder I own, they always stay with it. Because right there, I set him down one time on some hot metal and melted them. And my dad was like, "Why'd you put that on that hot metal? You ruined my good pliers." Okay, that was a bad impression of my dad, and he probably didn't say anything like that, but that's what I heard in my head when I looked over and saw him looking at me. So now these are welding pliers, and they go right there, so I can always use them when I weld. And another thing on that note is, like, this board. This board's been with me the whole process of building this truck. So it just kind of seems natural that I'll just keep using it as my cutting board while I make stuff. What are we making? Let me show you. I'm glad you asked. So this is part of the original bracing that goes underneath. I'm gonna cut a piece out to put right here to buzz in, right? And then the piece that we made here, let's see if I can get this. The piece that we made here, that'll give me a good place to weld that guy securely, right? And then this will bolt in through that bolt on the bottom and help keep this guy from being so flimsy. And then we'll be able to tie another piece probably this way when we put our panels in and we start closing in the bottom of the bed. So I hope that makes sense. I'll show you here in a sec. All right, I remember to press record. Probably be a lot better to put that in a vise, but yeah, I don't really do things the smart way. Yeah, it's got this little piece. Let's go see if it fits. Ow! I was totally burning my knee on that other piece while I did that. Wow, it's hot. All right, so let's see. Let's see if I can get you guys to sit right there on this hairline. Try not. Yeah. So just a little filler piece that can get tacked in right here. And it's kind of silly, but I like silly stuff. And it'll give me a place to make that look a little better. Hopefully be a little stronger. And there's nothing wrong with taking that extra time to do things a little nicer. So we're gonna throw something over our tire so we don't put spatter and sparks all over our tire. And this crusty, rusty fire retardant, old paint cloth should totally work. I'm just kidding, it's not fire retardant. It's a joke. It's a joke. I know a lot of people yell at me about using fire blankets and stuff, but I use what I got. You guys are getting used to seeing me with these spectacles, huh? All right, let's show you what we got going on. So, you know, like most of the stuff I do, it's ugly. It's ugly. But it's definitely gonna help, and we're not done. Once we get this panel closed in, then we'll tie another one out. I'll triangulate it, because triangles are strong. There's different ways you could have attacked it, and we'll clean this up and we'll work on that more once the bed is off and we flip it over. I got plans. This is not the finished product. And it's certainly not pretty. You can do a better job, but once the bed is off and upside down, I'll be able to get in there a little bit better. I'm happy with it as far as this. That's a good start. Let's move to the other side. This is probably the safer way to cut things. In a vise. In a vise. Ooh, nice car. I should drive that more often. All right, so we're supposed to have another hot day today. That's why I got an early start on it. I'm not gonna stop. We're just gonna readjust. I'm gonna move it back in here. That noise you hear is my swamp cooler running, so apologize for that, but it's a necessity. It's actually cool enough to work to where I don't even have to pump on it. It's just the fan kind of blowing some air. It's a giant fan right now. It's supposed to be like 107 a day, so not horrible. But definitely warming back up. So I'm gonna clean up my mess and we'll get the truck in here and continue. I just wanted to take a second to talk about this. All that little stuff from working on projects. Get yourself these old coffee cans, fill them up. Your wife orders that stuff from Chewy because you got big old rescue dogs with healthy appetites and old grandma dogs and blind cats and all that good stuff. Save the boxes. It's perfect for making templates. That sheet steel underneath is good for welding and not splattering all over your concrete. The rugs in here, that's a different story. It's also for keeping the concrete a little nicer. Get some bolt boxes, organize your mess. Clean, clean, clean as you go. Small spaces. Those are my tips for you. I don't do them all. I don't practice what I preach, but I try. Oh no. We're all out of cat food. You addict. You don't need to eat 7 times a day. I'm not opening doors for you. You know how they work? All right. We have a tailgate. Oh, tailgate. I'm so happy. It doesn't even fit that bad. I know, I like those runs too. I'll have to do a little bit of work here. Looks like it got smushed a little bit, but for the most part, not too bad. It's a little tighter on this side than this side. We can work with that. That's a start. That is a start. If you guys want stickers of mine, you know where to get them. The link is in description. Just send me 10 bucks and I'll send you a sticker pack. 5, 6, 7, 10 stickers. Whatever I have on hand at the time, I will gladly ship out to you guys. And if you have stickers of your own, send them to me. Maybe we just trade. You don't have to buy nothing. We just do a swap. That's what I did with all these guys. Swap for swap. Sick cold start, right? Yeah, that's right. I just have my compressors wired to turn off the key. They're not on a separate toggle switch or nothing. That's probably going to come back to bite me someday. But it's on my to-do list to isolate them and put them on a toggle. I figured we'd take a road trip off to Harbor Freight. Before you go on a road trip, after you've done this kind of work, I find it's always a good idea to do a tool check. That's right. One more last look. Check for tools you may have left sitting somewhere. Almost lost my dad's pliers, believe it or not. They made it all the way like 35 miles on the freeway. And we're just kind of sitting right there on the frame. Crazy. All right, we look good. What's that? Walk around. All right. Ugly duckling yet again. Yet again. Ugly duckling. What a great looking bed. Maybe we should go across the street and see how that bed looks. It looks like it's low, like it's fallen in the back, which is great because we can space that up. There's no rubber bushings in there yet, like the factory little rubbers that come with it. So I'm thinking by the time we put our little factory rubbers in there, she should be able to lift up and adjust nice. I'm feeling it. I love how straight those bed sides are. Man, are they nice. Super duper nice.
To play fast, cross me and there's payback. You better pray that I don't see your face at any place that I go. I know you hate that. I've been doing fine. I'm not wasting any more time. I live for the fight and the climb, and I think that the pain that's deep.
Harbor Freight. Let's go do some Labor Day shopping. Buy once, cry once, they say, but I find in the case of mini trucking, most stuff they make at Harbor Freight nowadays is better than the stuff I used to buy at the junkyard or swap meets or anything back in the day. So let's do it. Hey, how's it going? All right, let's get some tools. By now you'd think they'd be sponsoring, you know, with all these great shout outs and stuff. New moving blankets. What? $5.79, that's a great deal. Mine are always catching on fire. I love this stuff. I love this stuff that's just like so readily available that you can just come and grab now. It's killer. I've never had a set of electric shears. I think I saw Crawford recently had like this one, maybe it was that one. I don't know, there's 3 different kinds. But for that price, like I'm definitely gonna be adding a set of these to the arsenal. You know, I've never had a portable bandsaw either. There's one piece of advice I can give you that I was given a long time ago in my life. Is after your bills are paid, after you get paid, all right, after you hit payday, you pay all your bills, you put a little bit away in savings, right? Especially if you're a self-employed guy. Still think about yourself when you're old. But you should spend 20 bucks, 50 bucks, 100 bucks a pay period, whatever you can budget, right? Put it in tools. Tools will always make you money. Put it in tools. Now that we have this stuff in the world, this is definitely a good place to put your money. Instead of just going and spending 8 bucks on little things every time you need it, if you need stuff like hitch pins or these, don't just buy a bag of like 5. Get the whole thing. Just start doing yourself a favor and get these little things. Shop for them on Amazon, shop for them on Harbor Freight. These are lifesavers. Lifesavers. It's a great accessory too. If you want a heat gun, you should have this. Look at this right here. Rib nuts now. This is more of that life advice stuff too. Trust me on this one. Get something for the wife. They got lots of stuff for the wife. When you come home after a trip to Harbor Freight and you got all kinds of cool stuff in your car for you and your mini truck, right? Whatever project you're working on. If you get her like this cool little thing for the back porch or some twinkly lights, or, dude, now that goes a long way. Get some stuff so she doesn't trip over your junk in the yard on the way up to the door at night. You know? Trust me on this, fellas. Trust me. Get her a flashlight. She can fight off, you know, intruders, attackers. When the power goes out, we'll be like, here, babe. See? You'll be a hero the next day, too. Get her one of these handy dandy little put anywhere light switches. It's pretty funny, actually. I need to put one of these on the truck. No excuse not to have PPE at this pricing. No excuse. All right, look, you can even take care of your back. You don't want to be an old guy with a bad back. Get one of those now. Knee pads? Yeah. Good things, mask, glasses. Look at the price of this PPE. No excuse. No excuse. I need the reader kind. That's what I need. I need safety glasses with built-in readers. To have them, that's what I need. And then this is the kind of thing that happens on any weekend. All your welding supply stores are closed. But luckily for you, Harbor Freight is not. Which is great. I can't help you in the gas department, so hopefully you remember to fill your tank. But they can definitely help you if you need a roll of wire. For your flux core even. Or a new set of pliers, because you let your dads fly out the back of the truck. Oh, those are so much better than moving pads. I should really spring for those. I really should. I should heed my own advice and really buy those right now. I'm not going to, but I should. In space, there comes a need for new tools altogether. We're gonna try one of these out. I've been pretty pleasantly surprised with this Bauer stuff that they have. This guy's $29. I'm gonna try it out. 4.5. Cord. I'm a cord guy, that's fine. I'm gonna give it a go. I like cords on my grinders. I don't like my batteries dying when I have work to get done. I don't like it. I'll trip over a cord. I'm old school. All right, that's how you do it. I usually budget like 100 bucks. It's kind of like my deal for the month. 100 bucks, you know, when I'm not deep into projects, it doesn't take a lot, right? So it's the way to do it, man. It's the way to do it. Woo. Ugly duckling. Ugly duckling.